exploring brotherhood is something that is in all of Gavin's films, and he does it very well. I think that these guys grew up in an incredibly complicated way, and this film, although is sort of a Trojan horse for all kinds of sort of traumatic kids being raised in traumatic situations. It's a Trojan horse for, like we talked before, sort of folks that are growing up on the spectrum, and what that does and how that is, for the entire family. And it's sort of again delivered in this Trojan horse of being an action film. And there was no shortcuts taken in this second film. It was not, hey, we can do sort of an easier version, just get it out there. It was really, it was a deeper dive into the relationship. It was a deeper dive into the wound that took place in this family.
What was I supposed to say?
I should be more familiar with your plan. Yeah, I don't know, say whatever you want, darling. Something will make you want to dance with me. Shit, anything but what you just did.
He's somebody who, I think before we come back to him, has really been trying to address the things that he wants in his life. I think he feels a little bit lonely. I think he wants to have a kind of human connection, maybe romantic relationship. And also, despite the fact that his brother sort of holds against him, that he hasn't reached out to him, I think he's been kind of keeping tabs on his brother. And he's just more comfortable sort of putting his brother in that relationship in a place where he sort of knows it's there. But their different ways of approaching relationship have left his brother feeling like hurt and neglected and kind of ignored. And it isn't because Christian doesn't love him and care about him. He does very much. In fact, I think he really uses this opportunity of this events of this movie to reconnect with his brother because he wants to. He just doesn't have a reason. The central core of this movie is about them reconnecting and forging like a relationship that actually is going to sustain now until the next movie.
It's great to be with Ben. I mean, it's just great. And I think we were able to bond on this one. Last time we didn't spend that much time with each other, but we really did on this, and we really got close. And he and I just had sort of an ease and a rapport right from the jump, both on screen and off. And I'm really grateful for it. I admire him so much. And the thing about Ben is, he's not only this sort of icon and this brilliant actor, he's an enormously intelligent, vulnerable, sensitive, kind person. And look, he's the guy here. He's the big boss too, and he's a brilliant filmmaker, to boot. And I've been blown away with his ability to sort of temper himself and let everybody kind of do their thing, and him just sort of settle into the role of being the lead actor, not the studio head, and it's been really, but also at times to sort of step in and say, hey, this is what sort of needs to be done here. I think he's done it with elegance, and I think he's done it with grace, and I have enormous respect for him. Just want to kind of throw it out there, but you just get that Tomas to tell us where that cop guy's at.
How are you gonna do that?
Well, you just pop one of his eyes out, and then if you show it to him, you just tell him, we're not gonna say anything, unless he shows the other one, no, the other one. Great.
I really credit John. He's fabulous. I love the guy. I love being around him. He's wonderful. I knew him somewhat and already really liked him and kind of came away loving him and loving every minute, and he's so talented and so smart and so invests himself. It was a joy to work with him every day. And I remember shooting that, and I remember we fell into a very natural rhythm that we seemed able to just fall into. Honestly, the guy's just great. I'm able to respond and connect to him. I also think that because I find him so appealing and engaging and interesting and warm and cool and smart and funny, you see that. That's genuine, we get along. And I think that's why maybe you can't fake it. Chemistry is a hard thing to conjure up, whether it's romantic relationships or any kind of relationship like family or best friends. Those are all the kinds of relationships that, they get forged over time. You're just used to being in that person's company. You kind of almost develop a sort of rhythm or an energy around them. And to fall into that and make it believable is very hard because like I said, it's a hard thing to fake. And I think I just credit the fact that I just find him so spectacular, it put me at ease. I don't think I would have been able to do it in the same way with another actor.
I really hope people dig this movie. I think that there is a ton of heart behind this movie. I think there's a ton of heart. I think it came from love. I think, again, there's no shortcuts on this film. I think that it's a sequel, but it's also a standalone film. I think that there's so much love, again, for these characters and for this family at the core of the film. And every part of the process, every part of the journey along the way was kind of made from that. So yeah, there will be unbelievable action. There will be heart-wrenching scenes and heart-wrenching stakes. And we will get behind the mission of the film. The sort of puzzle-like quality of the first film, trying to figure it out, I think it's there to a certain extent, but this one is so much more down and dirty. It's so much more about the emotions and the connections and what these characters want. But I think you'll see that. I think that's the biggest takeaway. I think you're going to see that this story is so much more about it. There's just so much more heart in this version. And I think people are going to dig it.